Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about a really famous book. It's all about being a teenager and feeling a little bit lost. It's a story that takes place in New York City, and it's called The Catcher in the Rye. Let's get into it.
Okay, so this whole story is about one guy, a boy named Holden, and we're going to follow him on his journey. But, it's not really an exciting adventure. It's more like he's trying to run away from something.
All right, first up, meet Holden Caulfield, a boy at school. So first things first, let's get to know Holden and see where his story really starts. So who is this Holden Caulfield? Well, he's a teenager, and he's at a school called Pensy Prep. But he's really not happy there. Not at all. And his grades? Yeah, they are really, really bad. He just feels like he doesn't belong. And because his grades are so bad, the school, they ask him to leave. This is a huge deal. It's the moment that kicks off everything else that happens in the story. He has to leave, and now he has to decide what to do next. Okay, next section. Alone in New York, a journey into the city. So he has to leave school, but where does he go? You might think he goes home, right? Nope. Instead, he goes to the huge, busy city of New York. So yeah, instead of going home and telling his parents what happened, Holden makes a big decision. He's going to go to New York City and just hide out for a couple of days, all by himself. And here's the thing. New York is a huge city, right? There are people everywhere. But what does Holden feel? Just one main thing. He feels lonely. So lonely. So as he's walking around the city, he's looking at all the people, especially the grown-ups. And he has one word he uses for them over and over again. He calls them phonies. So what's a phony? What does that even mean? Well, for Holden, a phony is someone who isn't real, someone who isn't honest. They pretend to be something they're not. And Holden, he really, really does not like phonies. So Holden thinks the world is full of phonies, full of fake people. But there is one person he thinks is different, one person who is real and special, and that's his little sister, Phoebe. So this is Phoebe. She's Holden's younger sister, and he loves her so much. To him, she's the best. She's smart, she's kind, she's just a really good person. She's the only one he feels he can really talk to. And Holden misses her so much, he does something pretty risky. He secretly goes to his family's apartment. Why? He just really wants to see her and talk to her, but he doesn't want his parents to know he's there. All right, our next section is a big one, The Catcher in the Rye, Holden's big dream. So when he's talking to Phoebe in secret, he tells her about this really strange idea he has. It's a kind of dream, and it's where the book gets its name. He says to her, I want to be the catcher in the rye. That sounds weird, right? The catcher in the rye. What does he mean by that? Well, Holden tries to explain it. He has this picture in his head. So step 1, imagine a big field, and there are lots of little kids playing in it. Step 2, but near the field, there's a big, dangerous cliff. The kids could fall. Okay, so step 3, Holden's dream is to be the person who stands by the cliff. And if any of the kids get too close and start to fall, he wants to be there to catch them. And step 4, he wants to protect them. He wants to keep them safe from growing up and seeing the phony adult world. So let's move on to our last big idea. Growing up is hard. The final realization. After spending all that time in the city, and especially after that talk with Phoebe, Holden starts to see things a little differently. We're getting to the end of his story now, and he learns something really important. Near the end of the book, Holden takes Phoebe to a park, and it starts to rain really hard. But he just sits there on a bench and watches her ride a carousel, just going round and round. And as he watches her, for the first time in a long time, he just feels happy. A simple, pure kind of happy. But the story has a bit of a twist at the end. It turns out that this whole time, Holden has been telling us this story from a hospital. He's looking back and telling someone, maybe us, everything that happened. And by telling his whole story, by thinking about his trip to the city and everything, Holden starts to understand something really, really important about life and about himself. So, what did he learn? What's the big idea? He learns that growing up, it's just hard. It really is. It can be confusing. You can feel lonely. And sometimes it feels like nobody understands you. All those things Holden was feeling, yeah, that's part of it.
But, and this is the really important part, he also learns that you have to grow up. It's hard, but it's necessary. It's something everyone has to do. You can't just be the catcher in the rye forever, right? You can't protect everyone from everything. Sooner or later, you have to face the real world, even with all its problems and all its phonies. So, Holden's whole journey is about how hard and lonely it can be to grow up. It kind of makes you think, right? The book doesn't give you all the answers, but it asks a lot of questions. Like this one. What helps you when you feel lonely? It's a great question to think about for all of us. Thanks for joining me today.